What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. I'm here for another video, and because of the subject matter, I'm not going to be doing my introduction. I'll start by saying Tyre's death was absolutely senseless and it should not have occurred. And what I've been seeing is we're going to start seeing more corruption in that department. Now, if you don't know, Tyre was 6'3", 150 pounds. He was very frail and he suffered from Crohn's disease. His life was taken by these 5 police officers. Now it's coming to light that these police officers were a part of a task force called the Scorpion Unit. The Scorpion Unit has now been dismantled completely. Let me tell you why this is important. Anytime that you have a task force in a high crime area, it should elicit feelings of safety, right? Coming up in an area myself that was high crime and not the safest neighborhood, having police regularly patrol it, especially at night, would under normal circumstances give the community a sense of protection. So let me read to you what they're saying, and then I'll tell you what I think, because this smells like a cover up. Their public statement: Scorpion Unit deactivated. Today, Memphis police assigned to the Scorpion Unit, which stands for Street Crimes Operations to Restore Peace in Our Neighborhoods, met with Chief Saralyn Davis to discuss the path forward for the department and the community in the aftermath of the tragic death of Tyre Nichols. In the process of listening intently to the family of Tyre Nichols, community leaders, and the uninvolved officers who have done quality work in their assignments, it is in the best interest of all to permanently deactivate the Scorpion Unit. The officers currently assigned to the unit agree unreservedly with this next step. While the heinous actions of the few cast a cloud of dishonor on the title Scorpion, it is imperative that we, the Memphis Police Department, take proactive steps in healing process for all impacted. The police department remains committed to serving our community and taking every measure possible to rebuild the trust that has been negatively affected by the death of Mr. Tyre Nichols. Now, guys, that is definitely a perfectly crafted statement. However, you know as well as I do that if this unit were doing the good work, they would be touting all of the arrests, right? So it says 2 months into the Scorpions deployment, Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland touted the unit's effectiveness. In his State of the City speech, Strickland claimed the unit was responsible for 566 arrests, 390 of them felony arrests, seized 103,000 in cash, 270 vehicles, and 253 weapons between October 2021 and January 23rd, 2022. This is important, guys, because now we know that Tyre was allegedly stopped because of reckless driving. Now the police have had to come back and say, oh, well, we don't have substantial evidence to say that he was recklessly driving. What that does is it casts a cloud on everything, not only those 5 officers have done, but all of the things that the mayor touted that I just told you, right? Are you following me? If Tyre had not actually passed, we never would have known there was no evidence that this man was recklessly driving. Following that? So you have, let me go back, 566 arrests. Tyre would have been another arrest had he not passed away. Let's continue. So then I started doing I do deep dives. If you're new to my channel, I definitely do deep dives, especially when I see things like corruption or when a underserved community is taken advantage of. Again, this hits home for me because I grew up in a high crime area. So I know what having police there can do for an area. It's just simple math. If you have police on the streets just patrolling, then it can curtail some of the crime. But if you have police on patrol terrorizing a community, then that's a problem. And I think that is exactly what's about to happen because they just dismantled the department. The first thing that crooks do, white collar crime, what's the first thing that they do? They shred the evidence, right? The first step, if you know you are about to be investigated, you know you're about to go through um, audits, you destroy the evidence. I think that by them dismantling this and not fighting for it and putting more police officers in those 5 police officers who took Tyree's life, putting someone else in their place, they're doing this to cover it up. Okay, well, going forward, we're not going to have to show you how we patrol because the team is dismantled. If it were so important that those people were in high crime areas patrolling, you would continue to have that. And because of the public outcry, you would then just add more police officers to it so that the police officers would also be safe, right? But let's get into it because people have already started to unearth what's been going on. Um, Several alleged instances of residents being pushed to the ground, cursed at, and suffering other physical injuries at the hands of officers in the Scorpion unit. One of the alleged victims was 66. He said he was confronted by this unit and he was brutalized, and he had pictures of his injuries. And so it was foreseeable that something tragic like this was going to happen. You have, and we're going back to Tyree, you have a man literally laying down in distress, passing away, and people are just talking like this is business as usual. These members of this task force, it sounds like were given carte blanche to do whatever they needed to do and not even everything that they needed to do reasonable to protect the community. It was like a police state with this unit. And if it did so much good work, tell me why, and you can put this in the comment section, did they not fight to keep it? They would be going over everything that this unit did to protect the community, and they are not doing it. This smells cover up. Destroy the evidence, release a blanket statement that says they did good work and it was only the 5 officers that actually were the bad seeds. When in actuality, what they should be doing is looking over all of those arrests, making sure they were lawful arrests, looking at body cam footage of the arrest for all 40 and seeing just how effective they were. And if they weren't effective, you need to be releasing a statement to the whole United States explaining these were our findings. Not, okay, it's dismantled. So that means it goes away. It doesn't go away. And people like me are going to keep our foot on their necks until all of it is unearthed and uncovered. But you tell me, put in the comment section, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how this literally is just a way to put a band-aid on a horrible situation? If you were really concerned about the public outcry, you would be investigating everything and everyone to make sure that this kind of senseless crime against a innocent man doesn't happen again. Guys, I gotta go. I'll probably go live about this sometime this week to allow you all to come up and discuss. I do a lot of like silly stuff on here, but when I do deep dives, I do deep dives and I like to hear from the community where you are, how you are feeling after this. If you are in that area, if you happen to know him, or you know a situation where someone like Tyree's life was taken, I want to hear it all. And I will drop the link so you guys can come up. But for now, I got to go. I will see you guys later. Tell me everything you feel in the comments. I do read the comments. Oh, you can follow me on Instagram. If you have information on this, my Instagram is Make It Make Sense Now. You can just DM me. Have a good one, guys.